Okay, number 4. Does everybody live in apartments or do some live in houses?
Well, in China, there aren't many houses, so only like 1% of China lives in houses. In in big cities, it's mostly just apartments.
Okay. Number 5. What are the sports like? Are they the same or different?
Chinese like smaller sports because they have more room to do it because it's a big country, so they don't have that much space for like big fields.
What are examples of some sports that are popular?
Ping pong, badminton. A funny thing is, like a month ago, I went to a Major League Baseball league in Beijing from America, and it's pretty rare to see that kind of stuff because China doesn't usually have that kind of stuff. But it was pretty.
It was the first ever.
It was the very first one, and yeah, China. It was interesting to see how China like did stuff with their stuff with this stuff
With
there.
baseball.
With baseball, yeah.
Okay. What are the parks like? Are they the same or different?
Well, there aren't many children's parks. The parks are mostly exercise parks for the older people because Chinese can only have one child, so and there's a lot of older people, so there's more older people, so there's more older people parks.
Exactly. Okay. What is the music like?
Chinese like very traditional music, but the younger people like rock and roll for some reason. They traditional and rock and roll aren't really the same at all, but it's just how it works.
Okay. Number 8. What is your school like?
My school is pretty large. It's an international school. Like 65% of it is Koreans, and there's a lot. So it's a pretty big school. Yeah.
Is there anything different about your school than what you remember from your school in America?
Well, we learn Chinese at our school, and it's kind of the same as American schools, but sometimes you learn Spanish in American schools, so it is a bit different. There's a lot of like kindergarten and preschool. Not very much first through 12th grade. I have noticed more of those kind of stuff.
Yeah. Well, Chinese children start going to school when they're 3 years old, and so there are here they call kindergarten what the students go to from 3 years old till they're 6, and they're usually smaller schools, and they're brightly colored, and they have nice playgrounds. But then when you get 6 years old and you start going to regular school, they're much more like look more like office buildings, and the children have to be in school for from 7 in the morning until 7 at night, and they have to always sit back with their hands behind their backs, even when they're just in first grade. So Chinese school is very, very difficult. Okay, the last question: is it easy or difficult to make friends?
Well, I do get a lot of friends, mostly from the international school because we all speak English there. It's harder to get Chinese friends because they don't speak the same language we do. So it's easier to get friends that speak English.
Have you made some friends from any other countries?
Well, I do make friends from Korea because at the school we speak English except in Chinese class.
Okay. Well, why don't we say goodbye to our friends in Chinese?
再见.
再见.
One more thing I wanted to show you. There's like what they call a parks, just to give you a better idea of what they look like. Sometimes. Turn around. So they have some trees, some stuff around it. but it's mostly surrounded by buildings. So sometimes you wouldn't call it a park, but that's kind of what we do call parks here. Bye. Bye bye. I can't stop the video thing, so.